Yeah, I honestly, after a lot of the matches over the weeks, I don't think the environment actually changes the draft. Youngin actually knows what he wants to draft around, and there's a lot of respect ban coming in from Roy, taking out the artillery mages right off the bat. No more farces for Roy, and for Team Stallions, the Angela definitely 100% pick ban rate coming in from MPL SG. It's always sitting in the ban pool, and Lucian is one of those guys that likes to play this setup hero. So I remember him playing a nutty Matilda back in the day. And I feel like Matilda also works well in Dangerous Grass. Enables you to open up that map, gives you a lot of sustain with the heals and the Flash of the Oasis. So it might be able to pop that out in this game because you got Diablo with an additional kind of support coming from the flanks.
Well, on the contrary, I actually think that yes, late games and mid games is pretty darn good, but that also means that you have quite a bit of a problem in the early game in opening up the maps, right? Because that way you can't just face check into the brushes, and there's so many more brushes to kind of look out for.
Yeah, I think now Kingdom Esports actually identified that Roy is actually a huge problem. Banning out the Juicin and the Farsa. I'm not surprised if they ban out the Kimmy as well and then force FMM into a winning position where he can start rotating early on with Lolzy. Because Roy alone was pushing FMM and Lolzy back out of the way. With the Kimmy, with the Juicin, he's always pushing everyone back and forth, back and forth. It's so difficult to draft against that. But there was a combo that Team Stallions or, Roy and Lucian Cutie specifically picked up back in the day, which is the Kaja and Kadita combo.
Wow.
And it's specific to them.
Wow. I miss that, actually.
Yeah, it's fun. It's Dangerous Grass.
Yeah, but
Why
I think
not?
it's still too early for them to kind of pull that out of their sleeves yet. I think they're going to have to let it cook a little bit longer. Like, go over to the playoffs.
True. Put it in the oven, maybe sear it a little bit, and then keep it raw down the middle.
We're still in the preheating phase, actually. We're not even putting it
That's true. It's not the Apple Bracket Finals as of yet, but
Yeah.
this is one of their toughest challenges. Oh, the Gato is banned out, so a huge order of respect over Lucian Cutie. No more juicing Gato combo in the mid side as well. Very early game centric over for this. They're discussing a little bit. I think for Team Stallions, the mid lane duo is one of the fastest and one of the strongest there is in the entire league. They work well together, and we've seen that pop off before. Roy thrives in this high damage hitting heroes, but now Kimmy's open. If they don't ban out that Kimmy, Kingdom Esports is going to snap pick that up for FMM's Lonesome.
I think that they want to ban the CC though.
Yeah, that is pretty much okay. As gets banned out, they want to force a pick and choose. You pick the CC, we'll choose the Kimmy, or vice versa.
And there's also Gronk. Let's not forget about that.
Oh yeah.
And at this point in time, I think Lolzy will really appreciate either the Cho or the Grok for himself because they need more information. I think in the previous game, they were really lacking of information just so that they can play a better pick-off comp. So maybe they're going to have to kind of change things up a little bit since Yon might potentially want to play the assassin's role. They need information. And Grok, understandably, I feel that it is a first pick material unless Lolzy is like, okay, you know what, I can Cho. It's fine.
You know what? I think Young is going to cook right here. The Boxer is wide open.
Oh, Boxer is open!
Up for Yon.
Right.
I kind of feel like for Stallions, anything can happen. If it's a Eudora or something that might come through, okay, it will not be. It will be the CC and the Kimmy. So all three meta picks and bans coming out in the game. Roy is just crazy with the Kimmy. Once he gets his energy going on, he's just free hitting you and he's zoning you back out of the way. Pair that up with any tank at all for Lucian QD. I think even a Badang works well for Lucian.
That is not a Diablo CC. That is hands down not a Diablo CC. If KE were to, leak the Yizushin, which I think it will be, because they already have a Baxia. Unless KE wants to flex the Baxia to go over to the roam position and they themselves pick the Yizushin, then sure, so be it.
I don't think they will pick the Yizushin. They already picked their jungle. The Baxia is only viable in the jungle in this meta. It's too slow on the EXP side.
I think they're forcing it, that's the thing.
Yeah, maybe they might force it. There's a Eve as well as the Granger, so zonal control coming in for KE. For Team Stallions, though, might be able to pick up the Yizushin for themselves.
They probably should. Or maybe they don't see that much of a difference because they can still pick a Lancelot. Yes, that means that you don't get to play late game marksman kind of thing, right? Yeah, so you don't need to play late game marksman kind of thing. They are putting all into the basket for the early game. They want to be able to replicate what they did in game number 1, putting the CC down in the gold lane, deal with the Granger. We talked about this before. CC will definitely conquer the lane against the Granger because of telegraphic measures from the Granger, and you do have the hoppity hop. Just kind of get in.
If Stallions are aggressive in the early game as well, I think they might be able to play double fighter side lanes, and I think you might be right too. They're always saving Diablo's heroes for the last pick. I think CC might be his playstyle as well. Back in the day, he also used like the X-Borg every once in a while. It kind of operates the same way, but it's only single target and deals very, very hard-hitting damage. You need someone to disrupt that Eve. You need someone to get into that backline, so the Lancelot is the answer. If you play the Yisun Shin instead, that would mean it's a trade-off, right? You get the vision from the Mountain Shocker, but you don't really get the high burst damage that the Yisun Shin, that the Lancelot actually offers, and you don't get into backline.
I'm looking at some other possibilities when it comes down to taunting mechanics, right? The other taunting mechanics, unfortunately, I think taunting mechanics is only like Fredrin, Gatokacha, and Bellaric.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that none of these will fit the bill for Diablo. So I think that they might just kind of move away from the taunt mechanic because I think for RWM, the only thing that stops her is to taunt her.
Yeah. I think it's easy for all of these heroes right now because Team Stallions is playing a very mobile composition. Everyone can just dash out of the RWM. Diablo might very well play a Diablo Benedetta right here, just so to match the tempo or the speed of EXP. You're already banning out the Phobius right now.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so
yeah, I think you're right.
So if it's a double fighter side lane, or if Diablo goes into CC, they could go for a traditional marksman, a traditional kind of a damage dealer as well. Even the Harith might work out well for STS.
I generally don't want to see the Harith because I am just okay, but there is still Khalid. Let's remember that. I think Khalid is still going to be a formidable pick, although your Quicksand Guard might actually, I mean, your Quicksand Guard is definitely going to be nerfed within of the RWM, plus also the Tortoise's Passants from the Baxia. Ultimately, it is still something that we're going to have to pick later on to see what are we missing from the side of STS, right? Are we missing aerial effect crowd control? Are we missing burst damage? Are we missing more tankiness? Ultimately, I think that STS, no matter how much we want to see Diablo play damage, he will have to tank if he's really forced into that hand.
I think Stallions will definitely pick up a roam right here, just to give Diablo some options as a last pick. And Team Stallions really likes that last pick or second pick potential. There's going to be a Matilda coming in. Dangerous Grass works perfectly well with this Matilda. A little bit of a dis-synergy with the Lancelot, but it doesn't really matter because Diablo has something up his sleeves.
It's all strike. This is all strike from STS where they just want to pummel, literally just pummel KE. They do not want to give them a rest or a break. You may kill one of us, but there's still 4 other players that will do the damage. You kill 2 of us, we have 3 other players that will do the damage. That's the kind of thing that STS would want to do. You kill one of us, we can still trade. Yep. It's all about the trading kind of game. So KE now has to kind of answer for that. Do we fight back in terms of damage, or do we fight back in terms of sustainability and durability so that they can't kill us that easily?
Franco gets picked up right here, so the suppression comes through. It will be difficult for STS to get into the backline as well. You got Arlot also getting in play. I feel like Diablo could be picking up an Arlot as well. But in this case, a traditional front to back, a traditional setup and repositioning, kind of a draft from Kingdom Esports, and then all onus is on Grant to really perform well with the Granger. For STS, I feel like a traditional front-to-back might work, might be a marksman right here. And CC might go into the XP.
I think looking at this, yeah, because of the fact that there's quite a bit of tanky heroes, right?
Yeah.
The one that makes sense
carry?
is to bring a carry. There's just a little bit too much for them to kind of...
to risk.
Yeah.
You can't all dive in, but it will be the
But they are actually going to go for that. Yeah, they are actually going to go for it. To be fair, CC does shred. So I think that it's okay for them to kind of give away, or rather not pick up a carry for themselves, but this fits more into Stallion's identity, is that CC is not the high impact play kind of a hero that Diablo loves and Diablo uses. STS will thrive on the amount of space that Diablo gives to the team.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. Difficult to execute, but if they manage to do what they do in the early game and just win it out in maybe 8 minutes, you have a long, large lead. There was no way that Kingdom Esports will be able to come back into this game. But like you said, you chop off one head, it grows another. Stallions, the horses, are looking like hydras right now. And they're testing things out. It's a really interesting draft. I really like what Stallions are cooking. But for the side of it, Kingdom Esports is very structured. They know that they need to win this game. If not, they have to face yet another game in the lower brackets in the Challenger bracket stage. And now we are jumping into the Land of Dawn as we go. Match point for the Stallions. And for Kingdom Esports, they have to keep their castle up and running. They have to keep their castle standing strong. It's not going to be an easy feat.
Although I gotta say though, you were right on the money regarding that Franco pickup coming in from Kingdom Esports.
Yeah.
Indeed, he really went for that. So right now they do have got the hook and a pull. They do have a way to catch onto Team Stallions. But do they have a way to really lock them down and do something about it and do enough damage? That's my problem, right? Because they're looking at a Baxia from the side of Kingdom. Okay, we'll hold that.
Oh, targeting onto Lalzi, taking him down in their own jungle. And Bray, really sneaky, difficult to catch out. Oh, finally taking him down. Yon gets a kill onto Bray. So there's a trade. Losey for Bray, not a very good start for Team Stallions, but they're still up ahead in terms of economy. The aggression that comes out from this landslot from Bray is actually starting to show.
Yep. So in the end of the day, like you said, it's not a good trade at all. And in fact, it's just gonna slow down Bray a lot more. This will put Diablo in a really tough spot as he's not able to play aggressive.
That's the Petrify combo onto Drinsanity, getting pulled back with the flicker as well to seal the deal on Diablo. It's a tit for tat, this for that for both of these two teams right now. Kind of even Stevens. It's a stalemate at this moment. But for Team Stallions, they are basically reacting to everything that Kingdom Esports does. And with high approach, the rotations are getting higher. Kingdom Esports are matching it up.
This is actually a pretty okay opening, right? Even though Team Stallions essentially lost a little bit more in terms of the overall trade, I still will want to believe that at one point in time, Kingdom Esports will want to make full use of this because this is tough, right? One wants to jump in, one wants to pull in. There is a little bit of a counterintuitive kind of win condition for Kingdom Esports as to thinking, do you want to dive or do you want to have them come to you?
All the members of Team Stallions already level 4. They're ready to take down this Lord Diablo. Sitting in that bush. This dangerous grass that we're talking about on the bottom side. Renza one more hit away, and Grant doesn't have the ultimate just as of yet. The traction pulse already pulled in. Yon takes on a turtle on the backside. Insanity tries to push everyone away. Diablo's all by himself in his lonesome RWM. Takes it down. He's going to the back line. He took one out before he goes down. And at the end of the day, though, Kingdom Esports won out in terms of the turtle.
Yep, it's a 1-for-1 XP for a roam. Still, yet again, another non-beneficial trade for Team Stallions. We're starting to look at Kingdom Esports having a little bit of a happy times for themselves, right? 2 kills for Yon and 1 assist, and they also managed to get the turtle for themselves. This is a very good start, especially since a good start is what they want.
Well, comparatively to the previous game, but hey, the longer this game goes, Lucian QD is going to get that heal coming on strong. There's 4 members down. There's final slash onto 2. Getting pulled back. The Purify won't save Roy. And down goes Lucian QD, but hands of Grant. Good rotation coming in from the Granger from the bottom side.
This is great. Kingdom Esports now, they went straight into the middle lane, created a massive amount of case for Team Stallions to really respond to. As such, now they're kind of stuck, right? They don't have the early game advantage anymore, or rather they are unable to get themselves the early game advantage. And technically speaking, in terms of EXP versus EXP kind of thing, I don't really think that Diablo have got a very good situation where he can just completely floor it and completely bully out the XP lane and move outwards, because Kingdom Esports now, they really hurt.
I think this is why Boxer is getting picked up so often right now. The rotation that he brings to the table is right on the bottom side of the map, and once you blink, he's down the bottom side. Taking a look at itemizations, what can we say?
When it comes down to itemizations, I just want to see if whether it's going to be a full-out damage kind of thing for Bray, right? Because at this point in time, it seems like it's just going to go straight in and pretty... Yeah, we can't really tell at this point in time.
There's going to be the War X as well as Endless.
Sometimes Bruiser kind of thing. That's what I want to see.
It's a half and half, War X and Endless Battle kind of combination. That's a suppression onto 1. Diablo tries to stop that process. Lucian Cutie goes down by the hands of Grant. But it's a 1-for-1 trade yet again.
Yep, but that's a tank for tank, so it's fine. It's completely fine. They're still in a pretty decent spot per se, but there's a catch.
Oh, they got Diablo trapped up, stuck behind the wall, no way to run, no way to escape. Roy might get pulled back though, able to escape for now as Team Stallions does not have anything at all for this turtle. Yon picks that up for himself as Bray comes a little bit too close. Yon leading the charge, 5 members onto 3. Team Stallions cannot fight this fight.
Yep, so they're currently stuck in a spot whereby they do not have a gold laner that can scale over to the late stages of the game, and they're just currently in a very tough spot, being able to come back and turn the game around, right? So what is their win condition from this point onwards, right? Do they have catch? Is it all about dive? At this point, yeah, it's all about dive. But Kingdom Esports, they are the one that diving over to Team Stallions.
That's a bloody hunt.
Yeah.
Renza goes down. That is how Kingdom Esports likes to play it. Very sacrificial, just walking down and just suppressing him down to the ground. But yeah, to your point, Team Stallions, difficult to find the win condition. As long as Bray and Roy goes down, might be possible. That's a Phantom Execution, get Bray out of harm's way as Drinsanity is showing the damage coming through. Diablo is a one-on-one fight. Not enough heals, not enough Enter regenerations. Yon using the barrel to take Diablo down. This is Team Stallions struggling a little bit more.
You can definitely feel it for this game. Kingdom Esports with the early game rush down. Oh, sorry. Team Stallions with the early game rush down actually beat them right in the rear. Unable to have the jungler to apply enough pressure around the river line. And especially when it comes down to Roy as well, they don't have a proper wave clear mechanism between the Kimi as well as the Matilda.
Oh, Grant down low. Bray shuts him down. Finds the angle. Weaves and bobs into the fray. Kingdom Esports, that's a 4-on-1 onto Yon. Might not be able to survive this, but he's so tanky. He might be able to run away. He's just jumping it out, and Yon just survived, barely surviving death.
This is a non-executioner build from Team Stallions. They are having a lot of difficulty. And we don't even have a full item build up coming in from any of the main damage dealers from Team Stallions just yet. The only thing we have is a glowing wand as well as a war axe that's being built up by the Kimi and the CC respectively. The photo is up onto Lucian Cutie, but after all, it didn't really quite help them in the early game because, like I said, the middle lane wave clear is almost absent. They're unable to, apply enough influence over to the top lane and the bottom lane. That's why Kingdom Esports can dive so much because of that Baxia.
Good jump and pounce onto the Petrify. FMM goes down. No more RWM, but there's a final slash. Treasure Balls pulls them back in, but here comes Grant. Free hitting from the backside. It's a Ratata and a push back onto the back. Bray tries to find an angle onto Drin. Grant takes him down. Renza onto Lolzy. And now Yon taking a huge amount of damage. Won't be able to survive this time around. And it's a 3-for-2. Team Stallion wins out on this one.
They still have got a way to play, and that is just to drag out the game as long as possible. But unfortunately, as long as Baxia stays alive, they can't do that.
Oh, the win condition just get onto Grant, but they took down Drinsanity instead. It's so hard to take down this Ranger. As Team Stallions, as long as they stay as 3, they do have the sustain coming in from the Matilda.
One thing that we're also gonna have to remember is that Roy is also a substitute marksman. So when it comes down to sieging, they can still go for a pretty good siege just because of Roy. And that's why they can go double marksman here.
It's an all-out brawl, but Yon finally takes down this turtle once again, taking a lot of damage and able to bop out of the way. Lolzy, a lot of damage from Roy. Stallions trying to split the hits off the Hydra. And Kingdom barely hanging on, able to get that 3 turtles. This Braid not in position.
Kingdom have already just lost the lead altogether, right? Even though we're looking at 3 turtles for Kingdom Esports, 2 turrets for Kingdom Esports, and 2 turrets for Team Stallions, and somehow just right off the bat, Team Stallions have already caught themselves right back up with 400 gold in terms of economical advantage. This is kind of scary, just how fast Team Stallion can just swing towards their advantage.
Yeah, look at now how Team Stallions are positioning themselves. That's a guiding wind over onto Drinsanity. Certainly Eagle will keep him at bay, but he's trying to go forward, but not enough. Yon locks onto Diablo, but he's all alone on the backside. Lolzy misses that hook, goes wide. Yon taking a lot of damage, able to get slowed down. There's a final slash onto 2. Bray comes in from the side, tries to go for Grant. Green Sanity taking a brunt of damage from Roy. FMM pops that RWM, but it's not enough. That is a huge jump from Diablo to set things up in motion. We're able to jump back in, and Lucian Cutie brings everyone out away with the guiding win and the healing factor. It's 2 for 1. Again, Diablo falls, but a great setup that pushed Stallions ahead of Kingdom Esports.
Man, what is that siege? It feels as though the Kingdom Esports is really putting a lot of their resources just to bring Diablo down. But this is where Diablo is not going to be empowered by his own team, but it helps.
Bloody Hunt disrupted. Roy runs away safe. Lolzy take a lot of damage. That's fend by execution. Bray reaches out, takes Lolzy's head.
This is a game that enables Bray and Roy. Now that Kingdom Esports have relocated their resources to put more onto Diablo, yes, Diablo is constantly dying, yes, and Diablo is not getting the perfect trades. But now Bray and Roy comes into the question. Remember how I mentioned about All Strike? It's the same thing. You kill the Yuzhong, you manage to deal with one problem, but we still have 4 other problems you need to deal with.
You know, problem for Stallions is how they deal with Grant, because he's always on the back line. No more circling Eagle. RWM actually comes through, locks it all down. Renzo from the back line tries to get away. And Fence Execution does so much damage, and it's all mayhem. It's a bloodbath, and the horses are hungry. They're cannibals. They're eating the castle's head. As Team Stallions, they take down 1. No more setups for the side of Kingdom Esports.
All 5 of them from Team Stallions is still alive, albeit not with a lot of HP to work with. As such, they're gonna have to go back home and reset themselves for a tad little bit. If they really want to, they can actually play on the opposite side of the map, because it does seem as though there is, of course, a very slow, strong push up to the top lane, so they can just kind of dance around the Lord a little bit until the wave just really pushes down. Because those fight could quite literally go to anyone here. Kingdom Esports may lose out by 2,000 gold, but the 2,000 gold doesn't really mean too much.
Now, Team Stallions, they're playing it a little bit safer this time around. Bray wants to show himself out, but look at where Lucian Cutie is. Once he sees himself, Kingdom Esports are desperate. They want to start fights anytime, but they don't know where Lucian Cutie is. But anytime they start fight on that Lord, he is able to pull Bray away with the circling Eagle. RWM tries to block that Lord down. Here comes the Black Dragon immediately down onto FMM. But down low, y'all might be able to pick this one up. They're not in position. But looking backside, Bray gets taken down. It's having a lot of damage taken in. Roy takes down Yon. This jungler gone. Diablo and Lucian Cutie falls down but hands a Grant. It's so hard to deal with this musical madman.
Not exactly the results that Team Stallions was looking for. They wanted to go for an opposite lane push up to the top lane, but albeit a little bit too slow to get themselves right back into the action. The Winner Nature coming in from Grant also did not help Diablo at all when he just dove straight in, right into RWM too.
At the very least, they cleared up that mid lane drive for that minions. The Lord, Larry, is pushing down that bottom side. Team Stallions, this is still the second Lord of the game, so the first Lord of the game, so they still have a little bit of time to play around this. They might be able to defend this. Kingdom Esports, the scales are tipping. It's going over for them. This is Lolzy's playground. He's going out fishing, wants to go for any of these hooks coming in. The RWM hits. Bray taking a lot of damage. Grant is unstoppable. He takes down Bray. You got the Black Dragon circling all around. Roy is unstoppable as well. Gets the monster kill, but no one can stop Grant. He's just free hitting from that back. He's healing everything back up, and there's a huge wall in front of him.
It's tough for them to just jump right into the action and really deal with Grant as a whole. So far, the only one that can reach over the backlines really just comes down to be Diablo. Lucian Cutie always wants to look up for opportunities for the circling Eagle, but so far it is more of a zoning tool, and it just kind of helps them buy time.
Yeah, Kingdom Esports, great skirmish into the base. The barrage of damage just destroyed totally Team Stallions' base, and it's just a very, very close game at this point. Team Stallions can definitely get back into this game, but right now I think Bray is finding it very difficult to get into the back to try to take Grant down. The Winner Nature is already built up. There's a full item for this Granger. It's the most economy, 11 or even the 12K. And Kingdom Esports just heavily protecting this Granger. Once he goes down, that's it. Team Stallions have that window of opportunity that they can claw their way through.
Team Stallions, they only have one person in mind, and that is going to be Grant, right? With 12,000 gold to his name, fully slotted when it comes down to item with the Rose Gold Meteor as well as the Wind of Nature, it's not going to be easy to take him down. Even if Diablo or Bray goes for the backlines with a window of invulnerability to these physical damage, it's more than enough to really repel either Diablo or Bray.
Silence in the battlefield. Stallions don't want to overreach. They need to check all of these bushes. The broken wall is not making it easy. For the dangerous grass, not making it easy for any of them. It's difficult. Xion comes in from that back. He found his Lucian Cutie. Gets the Circling Eagle, gets out of the way. He's got that immortality. He's got that second life. Team Stallions not too far behind. It's only 500 gold, but all of the power is on Grant. And they just can't face him. Look at the top side too. Team Stallions, their base is in shambles. They have to send Roy back. And once they see that Kimmy, they're gonna pull the trigger. Lowzy wants to go hunting. He wants to go fishing. He's looking for Lucian Cutie. He's waiting on that. He's got the final stash onto Bray. Bray can't reach in close. That's a Phantom Execution. A little bit too early. Might not be able to get that Lord. Gets suppressed. And Grant takes Bray down. Yon takes down that Lord. The Black Dragon will not be enough to take Grant down. He's healing everything back up. Lowzy down low. He's got the immortality as well. The turret still standing, is pushing all of them back. It's 1-1, but Kingdom Esports again taking that Lord.
That was a big bite coming in from Lolzy, and ensuring that he will be able to take a huge chunk away from Bray. Understandably, because Bray is playing as a Lancelot, any form of steal is very much possible. So lock that person down. No more Lord for them.
Yeah, this is a very precarious situation for Stallions. Bray cannot afford to play alone like that anymore. Just because Lolzy's in his face. Once he gets pressed down, once he gets locked down, that's it. It's over for the rest of the team. You lose out your major objective. You lose out on very high damage that you need to take Grant down. The main target should definitely be trying to find a way into the back line. Typically, we don't really see the Lucian Cutie using Circling Eagle for any disruptions. It's only for maybe, Lolzy using the Bloody Hunt, and then he uses Circling Eagle for to stop that suppression to save his own teammates. But there is no pullback from the rest of the team. The Black Dragon needs to come in to fray a little bit faster, but good read from the side of Kingdom Esports. They knew that Roy was out on the top side, so once that's open, you don't really have that Kimmy to lock anyone down. A non-committal stun from Traction Pulse would be helpful for Stallions, but then you're fighting a 5v4.
Yep, especially since when it comes down to Kimmy, she actually comes in as the marksman of the team, and we know just how much damage that Kimmy could have been able to just dish out to the main team. The game would have been so much more different if Kimmy were actually in the fight. However, this is not a game, or rather, Kingdom Esports have more or less calculated, right? We've got a middle lane and the top lane, good amount of Barbies going all around. They are forced to make a move.
Speaking of make a move, no moves are made in this game. No moves are making in this game. Team Stallions still sitting peacefully down in their base, waiting for Bray to come back online. It will be difficult for them because without a marksman, with an actual physical damage, scaling marksman, it will be hard for them to fight a front-to-back battle against Grand. That's a 10-1-1 musical madness coming in for Kingdom Esports.
Understandably, even if they want to play dive, this is not something that allows them to do so, just because of the fact that is a Franco. The Franco itself just changes everything, and the dive mechanic from Team Stallions just goes in kaput.
RWM already pulled in. Diablo, Renza getting caught out. There's Diablo on the back line. Lolzy taking a lot of damage. Will get taken down. It's Diablo, the madman, trying to fight a 1v5 battle, but here comes the rest of Goon Squad. The Stallions, the cavalry is here. They want to chase them down. And Grant, that was such a close call. FMM went down. It was an wide and open target for Diablo, healing everything back up. 5 members right there. That was a huge spell vamp opportunity for Diablo.
Yep, so the main thing is that Team Stallions managed to defend against a big push from Kingdom Esports over a good dive that we wanted to see. In fact, that is what Team Stallions want to do. They want to collapse themselves down on the Kingdom, and that way they will create so much mayhem and chaos right in the main team fight, allowing Roy to supplement with so much magic damage right from the backside.
Great cycling from Team Stallions, knowing that they don't really have FMM as an additional wall of defense. the horses actually pushed down the mid lane turret on the T1, so now it's pretty even grounds. They still have the T2 to deal with, but that's going to be a question for later. Again, the scales are tipping into their favor. Stallions are up 1,000 gold.
Ultimately, Team Stallions, they are still at a massive deficit just because of the fact that they have a barren wasteland right in their home. And that means that whenever the Lord appears, Kingdom Esports, all they gotta have to do is just drag the Lord's fight over and over and over again. Just keep on pulling it out, reset, pull out, reset, until the naturally pushing lane on the opposite side of the map starts to push in.
Renza comes in, checks space, checks the buzz, gets suppressed. Grand takes him down. Distraction pulse will not be enough. It's Diablo taking a lot of damage from the backside. FMM might be able to fall, but a Winter Crown comes in just in nick of time, and Bray is left all alone to their own devices. Roy gets a legendary, but that's a loose member in Insanity. The Lord comes up, and Bray is online. The minions are marching into the base, and Stallions need to get back.
That is exactly kind of what Kingdom Esports want to do, right? Having one person down, even though it's just Renza, it more or less give them an idea that, okay, we can kind of pull this game out even longer. Top lane's already pushed out. Just dance. Just keep on dancing. And at one point in time, Insanity could have come back to us. And even though Renza comes back, it's not going to make too big of a difference because the main thing is top lane auto push.
The Black Turtle zones Bray out, not enough mana right here. It's a very tricky situation. That's on to FMM. They took out the mage. They took out the mid lane and Stallions. They're marching through. The Stampede is coming in the form of a Black Dragon. And Grant is still left all alone. Diablo can't seem to reach him. But the Stallions are fighting. They're fighting heart and soul. Their Lord is open for their taking and Larry is theirs.
All they have was just a single CC up in the top lane to defend. They managed to kind of get a good little swap in because they understand that, okay, Roy is going to be so important. They even know that, okay, it's going to be 11 seconds in, and such, we do have the top lane that will be defended by itself.
Let's pull onto suppression, down onto Lucian QD. Might be able to survive this one with the immortality. They're going straight for Grant. Look at Renza just having his eyes set onto Grant, getting the edges out, getting the shields out with the Rose Gold Meteor. There's a lot of damage, and Lucian QD healing everyone back up. Insanity falls by the hands of Roy, and Team Stallions are fighting tooth and nail.
Damn, both teams are literally playing to the T. Team Stallions were very objective in trying to get Grant down, and his movement was just great. Well, in the meantime, Kingdom Esports understands the amount of threat that Grant was receiving. As such, they all just retreated at the same time, being able to bolster the defenses of their main team fight.
The longer this game goes, Lucian QD will be able to heal everyone back up. This is going to be a very penultimate Lord. Yon wants to try to get close. He wants to try to heal, get that steal, but Bray denies it. Under the hands of Yon, gets killed by Roy. And Roy's just going crazy this time around.
That's a go big or go home kind of move coming in from Yon. There is no choice, but he literally have to try to go for this Lord steal because this is Evolved Lord. The moment that Evolved Lord gets into the hands of Team Stallion, they will pretty much be in neck and neck condition, and Kingdom Esports would then lose the advantage of the fact that they have a naturally pushing lane. Naturally, if you have opponents inhibitor turrets taken down, you always have an advantage. But losing this Lord over to Team Stallions just means that they lost in a micro game altogether.
That's Lawsy getting locked down. RWN comes through the box, strokes everyone in the way. Bray goes in close, tries to get onto Grant, but not enough damage to take him down. There's T2 down on bottom and mid side taken out. The Enhanced Lord marching down, and Lord Larry is feeling happy.
Man, this is a heck of an exciting game. It's been a long time, even though it's like 21 minutes. Yeah. It's a long game, but we are just keeping our eyes peeled for what eventually may happen. Kingdom Esports, it's not that they are having difficulties ending the game. It's that Team Stallions, they are playing impeccable in the defense, and they know exactly how to play according to their win condition. They're changing their team fights around. They're changing the resources they are sending up to the top lane. It was Roy, and then it didn't work out. They put Renza up to the top lane, and then Roy comes in the team fight. It worked out, and then they slowly move on forward with that.
You got the homing missile down. There's a huge red cross onto Grant, and they're trying to keep everyone busy. Down T3 already taken out. Bloody Hunt won't get blocked out. Renza will be the next target to fall. Lawsy taking a lot of damage, able to use that flicker to get out of the way. Steam Stallions healing everything back up. Insanity down low, will get taken out. He's healing everything back up. He's bobbing, weaving. Roy takes him down. He's going on the target, he's going on the core, but it's not enough minions to come down as Team Stallions tries to push in. Roy is still strong and healthy. But then he's got that immortality. He wants to take down this T3. They're all desperate. They're all going through as Bray tries to make a move, tries to make a play down the mid side. Got immortality up. That's Winter Crown. Not fast enough. His Team Stallions are falling. Just one after another. Grant takes down two.
It's just the Sky Piercer things that immediately reacted right onto Bray the moment that he took away his immortality. As such, even when he bought the Winter Crown, it didn't really help him at all. It was a 0.1 second for him to react, or perhaps even not a single second at all. So now, because of the fact that the game is getting closer and closer, the march of these creeps is getting longer and longer, and the Lord will just keep coming back over and over, faster and faster.
There's 30 seconds. Diablo and Bray still not in the picture. Team Stallions, they're fighting 3v5, 3v4. Drinsanity just came back online. There's RWM, there's a lot of damage. Roy just free hitting. The cannon comes loose, and they're taking one hit at a time. Grant is left all alone. He does have that immortality, but they equalized the numbers as the Stallions try to fight their way into the Lord.
The difference is that the cycle coming from Kingdom is so much more longer. That means that the jungler from Kingdom Esports will not be in here to deal with this evolved Lord for longer periods of time. With two members down from Kingdom, they still need to hold out and reset the Lord 30 seconds. And I don't think that is entirely possible because Team Stallions, they are quite literally the dive comp. And the reason why Kingdom Esports managed to win in the early game and stop the dive comp is because of Lolzy that is playing as the Franco. No Franco means that dive is available for Team Stallions. So Kingdom, they have to back off.
The horses bringing the package again over to Kingdom's base. It's a very fitting story of very medieval times as both of these cannons from those two teams, they're just dealing a lot of front-end damage. The typical front-to-back is just crazy on this one. Take a look at Roy. He's already got full stacks on the Sky Piercer, and same as Grant. So whenever you get too close, I think it's just getting bursted down. The issue is you have to face and you have to find these two, and it's very difficult to catch too.
So just gonna be slowly waiting for the right time until the game eventually ends, right? Because this is still gonna be a tough fight. Yes, Evolve Lord marching down the middle, bottom lane, they should be able to take down the T3, no issues. But Kingdom Esports, they are a tanky beast, and there is still the bloody hunt that they're gonna have to look out for.
This two-man final slash, they want to try to stop and disrupt FMM, but in the midst of battle, Rosie with the bloody hunt directly onto Bray, takes his head, and Roy is still safe and sound. Grant went back into the base, heals everything back up. Roy doesn't need to do that. He's got Lucian Q to heal every single one, but they still have a successful defense. There's no way that they can come in. The circling eagle, last-ditch effort. That's the Sky Piercer onto him. Roy might be the next to fall as Grant wants to take him down. He wants his head. Grant finally falls, but it's an immortality. You have to kill him twice. As Team Stallions again with a wasted skirmish.
This is a tough fight for Team Stallions, especially when it comes down to having a win of nature. Diablo just does not have enough damage to bring Grant down. His entire combo, just especially since it will take some time to really land on all of that, Grant will have half a HP left, and he will be able to come back and deal really good damage because of kiting potentials of what a Granger is capable of doing. With three members, it's just going to be marching down in the middle lane with both Rensa and Lucian Cutie. They don't have very good wave clear capabilities, perhaps only until Bray comes back. They need to drag another 5 seconds.
You got Grant, a lot of damage coming through from this Granger. You got RWM trying to block everyone out. Renza down low, does not have the immortality, will get shut down. Here comes Bray, tries to clear up that wave. And might not be able to do it though, as Grant has that Winter Crown, able to block everyone in. They take down Bray, this Rose Gold, but not enough as we're going into a Game 3. The castle still stands tall.
This is one nail-biting game number 2 that spanned all the way down to 26 minutes. This is probably one of the best games that we've seen so far at all. He can deal with the Yuzhong just so easily. With just a simple win of nature, that's more than enough to just kind of stop the Yuzhong. Which is probably one of the main reasons why Yuzhong does not have a proper play in this meta. Because in the late stages of the game, you do not address what you are capable of doing or what you are made to do. And that is to snipe down to the back lines and create the diversion from the back and the front.
Yeah, that's Grant as the MVP of the game. The menace the Granger, 18, 1 and 2. Might be the highest kill score that we had all MPL season 10 so far. 80% kill participation, eventually sold his boots for the War X just to get a little bit more oomph, a little bit more sustain coming in, paired up with the Festival of Blood just to get that healing factor back up. Look at the gold though, 23,000 gold lead. 23,000 gold over on that Granger, just free farming all the way through. He's got money upon money to change items just effectively all around. And I think for Kingdom Esports to play the heck of a game, easier to execute draft. The issue only with Team Stallions is that double fighter draft, if you don't make it past, or if you don't carry on the momentum and use all the resources that you have past the 8 to 10 minute mark, I think it will be a tough hill to climb. But huge shout out to Roy though, very notable mention over the Team Stallions. I think it's the defeat team MVP. Definitely without Roy, this game wouldn't have stretched out to 26 minutes. This was a long drawn out game. Team Stallions just pummeling through, but ultimately Grant was just untouchable.
It's very difficult for them to even be able to do anything to Grant. And I just gotta have to say that he is good with movements. And when it comes down to having a Granger that have got good, what's the word, mobility, there's really just amazingly nothing much that Diablo could do. He gotta have to kind of play in between, whereby he needs to deal enough damage, while in the meantime he needs to be able to tank as well, because his job is to split the fight and buy time so that his backliners will be able to deal with the frontliners, right? So Roy needed to be able to clear out the front lines, but it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah. Ultimately though, taking a look at the damage, this was a very, very long game. Drin was taking a lot of damage alongside Lawsy. Lawsy had a great job. Bray comes in, suppressing them down, just protecting Grant with his life, being the sacrificial lamb kind of playstyle he is. Just he's okay with dying. He's okay with being sent to the graveyard as long as his baby marksman is kept safe. And this was his modus operandi all the way through since season 3. And I think him being on the helm of this team just really gave Grant that empowerment that he really desperately needs to push through. Again.